Hello folks, Jason Chrisman, JC's Bees. Today I want to talk to you about defying the odds, or working against the grain, I guess you could say. We all know that if you have a queen right colony and you remove some bees from that queen right colony and put them in a different box away from their mother queen, that you need to allow some time to pass so that these bees realize they're queenless before you add another queen. Would you say this is true? It's what I believe is true. It's what I've always been taught. But just yesterday, I took and went completely against that, and it seems to be working. And I'm going to explain in today's video. So check this out. In the fall of 2019, I had a really weak nuke colony. And to give them a fighting chance, I thought I would move them into my observation hive, which you see here. It's minus a frame right this minute, and I'll explain that in a second. The colony really never built up at all. If anything, they dwindled down to just a single queen that you see there on that frame. There's actually a worker in there too, but I haven't seen it for the last couple minutes, so I don't know if she went out the escape tube to go poopy or whatever it may have been, but right now I'm not seeing her. 15 minutes ago, there was a worker in there. But what I'm going to do today is I can't really just sit by and watch this beautiful queen dwindle and die. It's just not something I want to do. So I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to go out here to one of my strong colonies, and I'm going to try and steal a frame, a shallow frame from the super, and put right here. I'm hoping that that super frame will be covered with some bees that will kindly accept this queen. But going by the general rules that we use in beekeeping, this theory would not work. And that is because normally you have to introduce a queen because they're used to the pheromones from the queen that they have and not this queen. I'm going to give it a try. I mean, at this point, the queen's going to die on her own. So for me to do nothing just doesn't feel right. So I'm going to try, introduce that frame right here. Let's get one more good look at this queen. Alright, so that's the game plan. Let's go out and see if I can put it into action. And it's raining too, so I'm going to have to be quick. And I'm probably not going to be able to get a lot of this footage on film as far as stealing the frame. But here we go. Okay, so this is the colony that I'm going to try and steal the super frame from. Just a couple days ago, I tried to remove the bottom box because I want to relocate this colony. And I thought, boy, on a cold day, it's going to be hard to carry all of that. This down here is just to get that up off the ground, that box down there. Don't pay any attention to it. The hive is from here up to there. So my thought was I would take these two boxes off, set them down here, and I would remove this one. So that's what I did. I took and lifted these two boxes up. I set them over here on the side, and to my surprise, this colony down here box was completely packed with bees from this frame to this frame. The cluster went up into this box, and about 6 frames up here were covered in bees. So I took this part and put back on it, and now I have to refigure how I'm going to try and carry all this over to there where my nukes are. But anyway, this is the colony I'm going to try and steal the frame from, and I hope it all goes well. Very strong colony right here. They could be very unhappy to see me at 36 degrees. So just to give you a quick peek, here's the pollen patty I put in the other day. They're eating that down pretty well. I think what I'm going to do is, you see the first frame there, no bees on it. The second frame, there's a few bees, but I'm going to try and steal that third frame over. There seems to be a decent amount of bees on there, and that's the one I'm going to try and steal. So here's what we got. It's not a huge frame of bees by any means, but let me slide it over here. Got that black trash bag in the background, makes it hard to see the bees. Definitely going to give the queen a better chance than what she had on her own. Now let's see if I can find her. Don't see her there anywhere. So let's check. Oh, there she is. They're definitely not stinging her. I find that very interesting. They're not balling up on her. They're more or less just saying, "How you doing, hon?" Well, we'll see how it goes. I gave them a small piece of pollen patty, as you can see here. What I may do before I take this observation hive back in the house is move that piece right up here, right on top of this frame. I imagine these bees are probably going to stay on this frame, so if it's right here, they're more up to eat the pollen patty versus coming down here. Time will tell whether this works, but for right now, the queen is doing well, getting lots of attention. We'll see how it works out, folks. Let's take a look at the other side and see how many bees are over there. By no means is this a lot of bees, unless you're not a beekeeper. But, like I said, it gives her a better chance than she had. It'll be really, really interesting if this works, because it kind of goes against everything I know about adding a queen to bees that already had a queen. Time will tell. So it's been about, I'd say, 15 minutes now. The stage we're in right now, I guess I would call pandemonium, because you really can't tell what's going on. You got bees running all over the place, I guess checking the area out. I never did move that chunk of pollen patty up, as you can see. But up here, I have not seen the queen yet. So I have to assume that she's still stuck back here behind this frame. So I'll keep checking and we'll see. I know the anticipation of seeing the queen is, for me, is extremely high right now. Okay folks, so it's been about 3 hours now. The bees have moved, completely left the super frame, which you see here, and they've moved to the upper deep frame. Looking through the bees here the last couple minutes, I have not seen the queen, so that took me up to this corner where I noticed a lot of attention. And I'm going to try and get you a view here without glare, and I got to figure out where to hold the light exactly. But if you notice, there is a bee right up here with a red dot. That is my queen. Now, it appears from what I can see, and I know it's hard to see right there, there's still a little bit of a glare on the glass, but looks like the bees are catering to the queen. They're feeding her, they're cleaning her up, so this looks like a sign of acceptance to me. Time will tell. I imagine in a couple more hours though, she's going to linger from here on out into here, and that's when we'll be able to get a lot better perspective on what's going on. So we'll stay tuned. Well folks, about 6 hours have passed now, and still they have the queen. Let me get the light out of the way here. Corralled up here in this corner. She's still unharmed, but still separate from the main group of bees. So I'm going to have to allow a little bit more time to pass before I can really say whether they've accepted her for sure or what this deal is over here on the side. I don't really understand all the action over here, but stay tuned. More to find out. Look. For a second there you could see the queen's head. There you can get a glimpse of the red dot anyway. Still alive, still kicking. Okay folks, so it's the following morning. It's been approximately 20 hours since I did the transfer. You can see on this side of the observation hive, still got all the bees here in this same spot as last night, but the queen is not here. We come up to this corner, let me get some light shined in there. No bees. If we go to the other side, and you're gonna have to work with me here, I gotta move my light back down. Look right there, what do you see? See the queen? Still alive. So I'm pretty excited. It looks like she's obviously been accepted. Now hopefully they'll start eating on that pollen patty, collecting some pollen from the maple trees here soon, and start brooding up. But you can see she's doing very, very well. I'm going to consider this a success, at least at this point. Now if something would change, I will let you know. Pretty excited, folks. Now if you look down this side, no other bees anywhere else. So for some reason, this group of bees left the group of bees on the other side of the frame, and I don't know why. Well, if you look at this queen, she seems to be doing very, very well in her new group of bees. So what did you think, folks? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Personally, this taught me a great deal. With this cold weather, what I think happened is the cold weather suppressed the queen's pheromones in the outdoor colony that I took the frame from. Therefore, the pheromones weren't spreading around throughout the whole box, and not all of the workers could actually smell her or her pheromones to know that's their mother queen. So when I took that frame and put it in my observation hive and took it in the house where it's warm, you know, the bees were already lively. You could see them moving around quite well. That didn't really change anything by taking them in the house. And maybe once they got in the house and they warmed up to house temperature or inside temperatures, they realized, hey, there's our queen. So they were really curious, they were checking her out, and in that process, they just accepted her. You know, it kind of goes against everything I've been taught in the spring and summer months, but it was really just, it was driving me nuts watching the bees in that observation hive just dwindle away, and here's the queen looking strong and healthy. I had to do something. So I guess the moral of this story or video is, don't be afraid to take chances. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice and hope it works out in your favor. And so far, it looks like it's going to. Now I'll keep you posted on this over the next few videos and let you know how the progress goes. But for right now, as you can see, things are looking up. And I'm very glad to see that. So if you enjoyed this video, if it taught you a little something, throw me a big thumbs up, maybe share it with your friends. If you'd like to see more of my content, make sure you subscribe and make sure you click on that little bell so when I release new videos, you get notified. I'd also like to invite you all over to my Patreon page to follow along in this week's Q&A. There's a link to that down in the video description if that's something you'd like to cooperate in. And I'm starting to see more and more people hop over there and participate, and I think that's a good thing. You can learn a little bit of something from each other, I think. So thanks for watching JC's Bees, and we'll see you next week, folks. Thanks.